students.
All vending machines have been turned off and will be removed by the vending machine company. This means all vending machines in the school are not operational. Please do not attempt to use them as they will not return the money and the office will not be able to help you get a refund.
In World Cup news, Brazil won in a convincing fashion against Serbia yesterday, beating them 2-0 in regulation time and a screamer by Richarlison. You could probably hear some cheers going around the school yesterday for that stunning goal by Richarlison.
This morning, Wales lost 2-0 to Iran and Senegal also defeated Qatar 3-0.
As of this morning, Qatar has become the first country to be eliminated from the Qatar 2022 World Cup.
And currently, Ecuador is facing off against Netherlands, and I'm sure it's a nail-biting game. We can see Mr. Herrera watching the game from here in the studio.
100%. I'm watching the game right here. We are tied 1-1 against Netherlands. Just reminding everybody, Ecuador is ranked 44th in the world and Netherlands 8th, and we are tied. And we scored a goal which was disallowed, and it shouldn't have been disallowed. So, vamos Ecuador, si se puede!
Mr. Herrera, stop messing with the script. And it was rightfully disallowed. He was offside.
And now, on to the weather.
No, he was not.
Hello, everyone. I'm just here to do our celebrations and shoutouts, and I apologize. It's been a little while since I've done them. I've just got a few for you today. First one up is an anonymous one for grade 10 student Julia Wanus, and just wanted to recognize what a kind and funny human being that she is. Next one up is also for a grade 10 student. That's for Samantha Schneider from Xavier Wager, who wanted to recognize Samantha for being an awesome friend who is quirky in a cool way. Next one is for a staff member, and this is for Miss Kemp from an anonymous student who would just like to say that, Miss Kemp, you are literally the best band teacher, and thank you so much for teaching us music. Next one up, I want to give a little shout out to our own Miss Beebe. It is her birthday today, so if you see her today, please give her a big happy birthday. I want to give a huge shout out myself to all of those students who took part in our last Student Voice lunch. I'll tell you what I was struck by more than anything else with the kids that were there was an abiding care not only for their specific circumstances, but for our larger circumstances as a school. I felt really inspired by the conversation, so I want to thank everyone who took part in that. We will have another Student Voice lunch coming in December, and I will have more details for you probably as early as next week about how you can take part. Oh, yes. As I was at the door this morning greeting students, a student came to me and said they wanted to do a shout out for Mr. Rodriguez, their law teacher. And it was supposed to send me an email, but didn't specify what it was for. And I thought, well, it doesn't really matter because Rodriguez is just going to think it's for what a great soccer player he is. So we'll give him the shout out and we'll let him have that illusion. And we'll leave it with that. Last thing I want to give a shout out to, and this will be a little bit strange, but I want to give a shout out to Mr. Alfonso Davies. And I certainly know that the very rich and famous and skilled Mr. Davies doesn't need much from me. But I know that that game this week was a hard one for us to watch. We were very inspired by the play, what we saw on the field. And I know that moment when Mr. Davies missed a penalty was a hard one for us. And what I wanted to say is that I think it's easy in a moment when you miss a penalty shot to focus on that miss. I often remind young players that Messi and Ronaldo have each missed over 30 penalty shots in their careers, and they've taken a lot, but anyone can miss a penalty shot. But what I would focus on with Mr. Davies is that he picked up that ball at all. Certainly, he's not the normal penalty taker for that team, but he picked up that ball because he felt that moment, and he felt the strength of that moment and felt that he was the guy who needed to take on that responsibility because of his experiences, even at his young age. And really realize he's not very much younger than all of you right now. So I wanted to recognize Mr. Davies for picking that up, but I also wanted to recognize you because I think when I think about all the students that I talk with every day, we do a lot of picking up burdens and trying to take on things for other people. I know that many of you have things going on in your lives that none of us could even imagine, but every day you pick that up and you come to school and you do the right thing. So I want to thank you for that. So that's my shout out to Alfonso Davies, but it's also a shout out to all of you. I hope you have a wonderful weekend and we'll see you around the school. Take care.